What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back for another video on what it is. Girl, I was about to say something else if you couldn't tell. But anyway, I hope everybody has been having a good week so far. This week has been so hectic. Okay. It just almost, when you go to work and you put your stuff together, because I work with the public, 9 out of 10, the stuff that you fix, it's gonna be fucked up in at least 3 to 4 days. But it came quicker this time, and I know who did it. These little dumbass kids messing up the books and all this stuff, and it's just, girl. And then my co, it was just a lot that was going on today. Okay, and then the system was fucked up. Like, girl, it's just been a lot that was going on this whole week. But hopefully everything is okay with everyone. Let's just get into this video. If I look like, bitch, a little glossy, I had to take a shower because I just got through washing up. So that's the dude that you see. But take a shower from working out, I should say. Did I say that? Anyway, yes, bitch, I'm still on that. I'm trying to get to where I need to go. Like I said, every time somebody asks me about the weight loss journey and what's going on, I'm just doing what I need to do. I don't have a set goal as to what size I want to be. I just want to be more healthier. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But anyway, so let's just get into this video. First of all, I did put up a previous video, the minute video. This is for all my Chicago people, just in case you didn't see it. If you're watching this video and if you're from Chicago, you wanted to go to the Kendrick Lamar concert, I do have an extra ticket, and you can hit me up in my email, ATM, like the machine, 15 at hotmail.com. Okay, and we can discuss the price and all that stuff if you really interested in going, like serious inquiries only, okay? Because I ain't got time to play games. I really want to sell this ticket. And it's July 27th out here in Chicago. It's section 5, row 3, okay? On the floor. On the floor, I should say, because Ashley don't do no flow seatings, bitch. That's it. All right. But anyway, I got an extra ticket. Hit me up and we can discuss some things, okay? Before July 25th, bitch, okay? Because the show is on July 27th. I don't got time for people trying to flake out and trying to play games, okay? But anyway, so let's just get into this episode of bullshit. um, First we're gonna start off with the Trump drama. Okay, so this whole time Trump been trying to. We looked at the campaign stops and the debates and all this stuff. They really had it out for Hillary and these goddamn emails. The Republicans, the GOP, all this stuff, the conservatives, they just wanted to get Hillary out of there because of these damn emails, okay? And looky, wouldn't you know it, this whole time, Trump and his people and his son and his advisors and his government officials and all this stuff been denying any type of communications with Putin and the Russian and the Kremlin and all that stuff. Come to fucking find out that Donald Trump Jr. was contacted by somebody in a Russian agent, government official, okay, the attorney, whatever, saying that they had some information, and this was during the campaign for his father to become president, saying that they had some incriminating, sensitive information regarding Hillary Clinton and her dealings with Russia and all this other stuff. Do you want it? This can help out your father. And, we are, rooting for your father. Basically, they're on Trump's side, okay? They want him to win. That's what was said up in the email chain that was released, that he released. And, like this editor from the New York Times said, no, he only released that shit because we was already about to release it in the first place, okay? So that's why he went on ahead and released it. And it was just showing how he's saying, I'm just so excited about this. Yes, he wants to contact whoever has the information because he's excited about it. I said, well, ain't this some shit? All right, and I heard that the Democrats are, starting the process to vote or whatever, try to get the impeachment process started. And they said something about the things that was drafted and looked over, Donald Trump Jr. saying that he had no dealings and all this stuff, and he was on the up and up, and this was drafted. He got it approved by the people around him, and his father looked at it. So you blatantly lied. You blatantly put something out there and you lied. So, Jesus Christ, this country is nothing but a shit show. And it's been a shit show for the past few years. I just don't understand. Like, it's like we're in two separate Americas because, and I can put aside the fact that, you know, Barack Obama was the first African American in the as the president and all this stuff, and he's a Democrat and woo woo woo, and he comes from Chicago. I don't care about that. What I care about is the fact that yes, things were not perfect under Obama's administration, but they were never this bad. And you talking about your slogan is "Make America Great Again," and all it has caused is division and friction. Okay, throughout the whole thing since the campaign started. Racism is at an all-time high. You don't give a shit about these people, these black people who are still getting pulled over and killed by cops and stuff. You don't give a shit about them. I have yet to hear Trump mention anything about any of these new cases that's been coming out concerning that. You don't fucking care, okay? You don't give a shit about Muslims or whatever. You basically only care about rich white folks that's under your tax bracket that you can control. Like, that's it. And you can get benefits for them. You don't care about the people. So how are you making America great again? I just don't understand that. You know, explain it to me. Maybe I'm missing something because from what I'm seeing, from what I'm reading, and every time something comes out about you, you want to say, oh, this is fake news, this is fake news, this is fake news. No, baby. The truth can't always be fake news. You can't keep using that to persuade other people to look the other way. No, 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 no. Okay, it's not going to continue to work like that. But that's just some mess. But moving on from that, don't forget Game of Thrones comes on TV. The new season. Winter is coming again, bitch. I hope it finally gets the fuck here and stay and y'all battle this shit out. Okay, they battling for the throne for real this time. Comes on, the new season comes on HBO this Sunday. Then next Sunday, July 23rd, you have Insecure Season 2 premiering. Yes, Ashley will be reviewing it. And you also have the new season of Ballers, okay? Right after. The Insecure little recap I already did it. I did it yesterday. But it'll be up on Friday for you guys. You know, so it's a recap of Season 1. And if you have not seen Season 1, like I said in the video, you can go look at it on HBO Go, HBO Go Now. They're offering free trials and giving you an opportunity to look at the whole Season 1 for free. And I think at one point on July 23rd, you will be able to look at it for free, either on the app, and I think they're putting it on YouTube too for free. Now, see, they're trying to hook you up, okay? Talk about fucking promo, all right? Listen, Issa better get that shit, bitch. But, anyway, moving on from that, what other stuff has, let's go to some sad news, first of all. First of all, let's just say Venus, you know, I was speaking about last week that Venus was being looked at as being charged and being held responsible for the car accident that happened, I think, June 4th, where they was trying to say that her car basically is responsible for the collision that happened between this gentleman and his wife's car, and the gentleman winds up Jerome. He winds up passing away in the hospital from his injuries. And I just felt bad for her. Now they said that she has been cleared, okay? She's not responsible. She entered that intersection legally, so it's not on her. So thank God for small miracles, all right? And I only say that because I just don't like how people treated Brandy when the whole thing happened and it was an accident. And of course, they just, you know, the jokes and stuff that came. I didn't want that to repeat. Like, that was unfair to her. And it's unfortunate that somebody lost their life. But, hey, what can you do? Also, Nelsan Ellis. Nelsan Ellis is the actor. He been on a lot of stuff. And I know the first thing that most of us probably remember seeing him on, if you were a True Blood fan back in the day when True Blood used to come on, he played Lafayette, okay? And I instantly love his character because his character reminded me so much of my uncle. But he wound up passing away, and he had just had this new movie, comedy movie on Netflix that just came on Netflix a couple weeks ago called Little Boxes. And you know, him in an interracial relationship, and he just moving to a new place with his wife and his son, and you know, and he's been in a lot of stuff, The Butler, and a lot of Lee Daniels stuff, and I think he was in Get On Up, and he was just in a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. And he was only 39 years old, and he passed away over the weekend. I think it was the weekend, but it was due to alcohol withdrawals. Because at first, when we heard about it, they said it was he had complications with heart failure, and I was like, what caused the heart failure? At that time, we didn't know nothing, but then his family came out and said that for years he has been battling drug and alcohol addiction. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to detox himself from the alcohol on his own, okay? And it took a toll on him. It was too much for his body to handle. And when I hear something like that, it automatically makes me think that he had gotten to a point where the alcohol, his body depended on the alcohol. Because that's the only, like I said it in the video yesterday. I seen this documentary where this guy, he was literally hooked. His body, he couldn't function without alcohol. That's how much of an alcoholic he was in the last stages, okay? The last stages, like if he was to try to detox without any type of help, any medical help, being in the hospital and all that stuff, he would have died instantly. If he didn't have any alcohol in his system, he would have died because his body was so codependent on it. And that's all that it seemed like to me. Like, he didn't go to the rehab. He tried to do it on his own cold turkey. He has had a history of going to rehabs and stuff like that. And it's unfortunate that when he finally decided to really get his life together and he tried to do it on his own, his body couldn't take it. And it's very sad because he was very talented. And he surely will be missed. You gotta look in on your loved ones. And I say that to bring up this whole thing with Maia Campbell. So Maia Campbell, she used to be so fucking beautiful. Okay, first of all, so fucking beautiful. Back in the 90s, she used to be on In the House with LL Cool J. She had a little guest spot on Sister Sister. She was on all these. I think she was even on Moesha at one point. Like, girl, she was on all this stuff, okay? And she played in Poetic Justice. She was his little cousin, Tupac's little cousin or whatever. The sister to the cousin that got killed. And, she was just in a lot of different 90s stuff, early 2000 stuff, and then she kind of dropped off the mat. And if you know her mother was the famous author B.B. Moore Campbell, okay? And they had a little crazy type of relationship, and she passed away too earlier in her life. And, we didn't see nothing from Maia Campbell for a minute. And then the next time we do see her, we see these videos of her, just looking very disheveled and just all out, looking cracked out, if you want to say that, looking like something mental was going on, and people making fun of her and people laughing at it. And I never understood, I don't care if you're a celebrity or not, I never found the humor in making fun of somebody and laughing at somebody who is clearly having a mental break and has mental issues, okay? You cannot sit there and say that you're not having a mental issues if you're doing the shit that you're doing that's so erratic and so out of the character that we are used to seeing. It's nothing funny about that. When people, be filming, even crackheads or drug addicts, strung out on the street, or, somebody's having a mental episode on the street and people filming that, putting that online, I don't see the fucking human in it. And they be tweeting and retweeting and posting that shit as if it's hilarious. It's not. It's sad. Orlando Brown, that shit with him, I mean, I chuckled a couple of times because some of the shit that come out of his mouth do be funny. But deep down inside, I know that shit it's not. I don't find the real humor in it the way that other people do, okay? They just want him to do the shit that he's doing for entertainment. That man is hooked on drugs and mentally just not stable, okay? And he needs to get help. And there is nothing funny about that. Same thing with Maia Campbell. Them old videos came out. Then all of a sudden she got a little help. And we seen her. I don't know if y'all watched the show. Probably don't. Queen Latifah was the executive producer of that show, From the Bottom Up. That was on Centric, I believe. And in the second season, Maia Campbell got introduced, and she was a friend of what's her name? Ronnie from the Players Club, Crystal. Bitch, her name is Crystal, okay? I'm Y'all motherfuckers. No, it's not Crystal. It's Christoph. Bitch, I said like Don Richard. No, it's Richard. No, bitch, I call you Richard. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Somebody gonna be like, that's the Creole when that's the this. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. But no, she looked like she was getting better. You know, we seen her on Iyanla Fix My Life. Okay, and she looked healthier. You know, she was, I guess, in a home in this program for women who was trying to get back on their feet, and you know, she does have a daughter. I know that for sure, and you know, she was trying to get her life together. It seemed like she was on the right track, and she was addressing the mental issues that she does have. And then I seen some on from the bottom up, like a couple of years. This is literally a couple of years later. Bottom up came on probably a few months ago, like in the end of 2016. And she was on there. And I'm like, it's a big difference from that person that's on this current season to from the person that was with Iyanla. And I had to remember that a couple of years have passed by since that Iyanla thing happened. And when you have mental issues, sometimes you're good and sometimes you don't be good. You have fucked up episodes, and if you don't take your medications all the time, you probably just spaz out. You know, you just don't know. And you could see at the end of the season, by the time the end of the season, she just started becoming very, very erratic in her behavior and her speaking, and you know, just talking all out her ass and everything. You can just see that something was going on. Either she wasn't taking her medication or she was doing some other stuff. You know, she was having another mental break. Then fast forward to recently, where all of a sudden this video pop up with this guy, you know, making her, she was like, I pumped the gas for some crack. I want some crack. I want some crack. And he just filming her. And it's just, I didn't see what was the point of putting that up on the internet, okay? And then, you know, you have LL Cool J saying, if anybody's seen her, got a way to reach out to her, please tell her that I'm looking for her. I need to get her some help or whatever the fuck. And I just want to know, this ain't the first time she did some shit like this. So is this the first time he's reaching out? Like, tell me. I honestly, that's a real question. I'm not trying to be shady, and I'm really trying to ask. And after all that happened, another video pops up with another man talking about some, you know, tell him what you want to tell him. Hey, Ty, you know, I don't need you to call me. I'll call you. Call my mama. You don't need to do nothing for me. Just throw a benefit concert for mental illness. And you can still see that clearly this girl is being taken advantage of. Each video that's been put out about her doing something crazy or, you know, it's been a man that was taking advantage of her and putting it out there for what? Kicks and fucking giggles, okay? We need to look in on people in our community, especially because we don't like to. For some reason, you know, minorities, especially black folks, don't like to address the fact that mental illness is out there, okay? It is not this taboo thing anymore, okay? It happens. People happen. People happen to have it, and you have to get yourself help for it, okay? It is okay to get help for it. Just praying to God and, you know, keeping the faith, that is not going to cure it. You can keep doing that in conjunction with getting some medical help. You ain't even necessarily got to take drugs all the time if you're the type of person that don't want to do drugs and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure you can talk to somebody who can help you, you know, some techniques and all that stuff. Get your family members some help, okay? Don't look down on them. Don't look down on them. Please don't, okay? Because they have a condition that they can't help. Do you think that they really would want to be that way? No, they don't. So for you to look down on them and, you know, disregard them, it's like, who the fuck are you? You're a disgusting human being too. Okay? Just to know that. Then the fool gonna come out with an apology talking about some, you know, y'all only doing this because this Maia Campbell and she an actress or whatever, but if it was anybody else, y'all would have been laughing at it or whatever. Some of y'all would have. Point taken. But what got me was when he said, this a homegirl that I know from the neighborhood. We cool, we friends and all this stuff. And we joke with each other like that all the time. And I'm sitting here like, so you joke with each other about being crackheads and stuff like that? Why would you joke? And if you're really good friends with this girl, why would you joke with somebody who you already know, just like we know, has a history with these mental breakdowns? That makes no sense to me. So I said, you can cut that bullshit. They ain't gonna say something. I ain't want her to reach out to LL Cool J. I reached out to him, and guess what? No answer. It wasn't him that. Why I wouldn't reach out to you either. I want to help her, but not you. Okay, girl. Ain't nobody trying to fall for this bullshit. Um, a friend of hers or somebody that knows her, this woman actually got on a video and said that they had put her in a facility to get her mentally evaluated. And I heard last time that she's at home and they're helping her. She's surrounded by family. Girl, it's just watch out for your loved ones. People with mental illness, it's no joke. It's not a funny matter. And it's very, very disgusting, okay? That people would think so. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. And we're going to move on to the next topic. Um, Blac Chyna. Oh, why am I laughing at this bullshit? Because that's why. It's bullshit. Blac Chyna, with all this bullshit that's been going on between her and Rob Kardashian. Oh, excuse me. Damn. Um, like I said before, I'm not on Rob's side and I am not on Chyna's side. I am on Dream's side, okay? Dream and Cairo. Listen, at least Cairo got a parent that could take him away from all the fucking foolishness. Alright? Bitch, it is so fucked up what they are doing and they just really don't understand it. Okay? You know, you can be mad at Rob. Let me tell you something. Rob, this not how you handle your business. Regardless of whoever stepped in and said shit, you know, you can get mad at T.I. because who is him to jump in to in somebody else's business when all your shit is out there. But he is kind of right. You ain't got to put your business out there on fucking Front Street because now you're making everybody look at you like you a weak bitch and you dumb as fuck. Okay? You the one that's really taking the L because you putting it out here that you got played. All right? And that's not, as a grown man, as an adult, as a mature adult, you don't fucking do shit like that, okay? But Rob suffers from depression. We understand that. And Rob also is just lazy. So, you know, and he's a very sensitive person. So, you put all that. Blac Chyna, I don't give a fuck what people say. She saw all of this shit because we saw the shit. And I still feel like she saw an opportunity to get back at the Kardashians for being supportive of Kylie, being with Tiger all this time, and that's what happened. And at the time, I believe Rob was pissed off with his family, so that's why he got with Blac Chyna. They tried to warn him. If you looked at the TV show, they literally tried to warn him. Okay, are you sure? Chloe wasn't here for it. Okay, we all knew this shit was gonna blow up and explode in their faces. Well, his face. All right. Then you want to leak stuff and leak her pictures and all that stuff. You know, you could say Chyna is a scammer. I mean, we all kind of saying that, okay? And she did, if she a scammer, she did her job and she did that shit well, okay? Scammed the whole ass baby. She infiltrated the Kardashian, okay? Like no other. And now she's about to go to court. She done got a restraining order granted against Rob Kardashian. She has this lawyer, Lisa Bloom. She done fucking got her ass on Good Morning America. I said, bitch, why the fuck are we even doing this, okay? You know, and people can make, you know, she switched up. She switched up, okay? Her people said, you want the public to be on your side, all right? You don't want them to show the Blac Chyna that's, you know, raunchy, ratchet, or whatever the fuck. You want to show Blac Chyna the ones that's a mother, a single mother of 2 children who's just out here trying to make it. And this man literally just put your whole business out there with no regards to what could it do to your family and your friends and your kids. You know, that's what you're supposed to do, okay? That's what you're supposed to do. We can make jokes about it, but that's what you're supposed to do. The whole thing was stupid, though, if you ask me. Because, and I mean stupid in the sense how Chyna is really trying to act like she is no false in this. Now, let me break it down from what I'm talking about. Because what they was on Good Morning America, she talked about how she felt betrayed when Rob put her pictures out there, and you know she's not a scammer. That's not in her nature. That's not her character. She been had Rob blocked and all this stuff, and you know, okay, girl. But what Lisa and them suing and doing all this stuff was the revenge porn. Okay? Like I said, and I will continue to say, I don't care if Blac Chyna was a stripper or whatever. She put her body out there herself. That does not mean that it takes you some personal stuff that she gave you for you to put it out there. Okay? That's a violation. It really is. Okay? And people fail to realize that just because of what her prior profession used to be and what she probably done herself. That's revenge porn, okay? An ex put her pictures out there unbeknownst to her, okay? That is revenge porn. You can have a lawsuit. That is what the lawsuit and the lawyers and stuff is coming from, okay? Plus the restraining order because of the relationship. But my whole thing is, don't sit there like you ain't taunt this man and you ain't egg this boy on. I'm so glad old girl brought up the fact, well, didn't you, she said she didn't like none of them pictures because she been blocked him. I said, well, when I was thinking like, now, when I go on the shade room, or was it Baller Alert? Go back in my Rolodex of my mind. When they put up the picture that they had edited out, put the little cupcake over your shit, you wrote down in the comments, LOL, sorry. You know what I'm saying? You. So it's not connected to me. You got a good case if it was really real, if you ask me. I just, it's not connected with me. Like, I feel a disconnect that's, I don't know. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Then you say, you and Rob been broken up since December. Now, I do remember before Rob put this shit out, because I follow both of them on Snapchat. Don't ask me fucking why, but I do. Because of the drama. That's what happened. Because of the drama that happened over Christmas. Fucking lying ass bitch. I'm finna tell y'all why. Girl, when that whole blow up, when Rob was putting them snaps up there about how Chyna took the kids and all that stuff and vacuumed the floor and she just left me with some water in the refrigerator. Took my Eggos, okay? You know, and my favorite chips that I like. You know what I'm saying? I said, that was right before Christmas. Either the week of Christmas, but it was in December. So you said you broke up with him in December. Y'all been broken up since December. But yet, a month after that, which was y'all anniversary, Rob got you surgery for y'all anniversary, which was in January. And then after that, when you lost all that weight, naturally, y'all was on Snapchat together, hugged up, like coupled up. You rubbing all on him, his face all in your titties. You still had the engagement ring on. This was month after. This is in 2017, baby. I said, girl, you are up here lying your ass off, okay? Get out of here with this shit. You know the internet keeps receipts, all right? But you turned to that man. They said, why would you send the video to him? I mean, me and Rob has been broken up since December, and I really just wanted him to leave me alone. And I felt that if I sent this video to him, you know, he would stop. I said, now, you know damn well that wasn't the reason. Okay, you wanted to fuck with that nigga, and you knew, given his history, why would you send a video to him and think that that would make him stop? No, that would piss him off more. You know damn fucking well. Girl, if you don't get out of here. I said, Chyna, you better play this shit up, bitch. She gonna try to get some money. Okay, and like I said, they gave her the restraining order. Rob's lawyer is Robert Shapiro. One of the three the lawyers that were on O.J. Simpson case. Okay. And he's not going to fight the restraining order. I heard he apologized to his family about everything that was going on and putting them through that and, you know, saying that they was right. And for y'all saying why the sisters ain't getting involved, why the fuck would they get involved? They warned the nigga to not fuck with the bitch, okay? They kept her at an arm's length of a distance. They only played with her when the cameras was on for their show, okay? That was it. And the only reason why they was truly entertaining her was because she was pregnant with another actual Kardashian. Like, what do you think? It's fucking tension that's gonna be there, and that's his bed. He made the shit. Now he gotta fucking clean that up. Okay, it's not their responsibility to come in and say I'm finna beat this bitch ass. Hell no. I sit back and say, bitch, I told you. Now you go fix it. That's how it's gonna go. Like, fuck all that shit. Y'all want somebody to fight so bad. Y'all know damn well, even the black friends that they got don't even match the real hood black friends that Chyna got. Girl, y'all really want them to get slaughtered. Then you got Tokyo Tony coming out here saying that she ain't gonna keep her mouth closed. They want her to keep quiet, but she gonna speak on this stuff. I said, bitch, when? You said the video coming out. That was yesterday. I'm still waiting. She put up another video of her smoking a blunt. Don't tease us like that, girl. Girl, whatever. This shit is stupid, and I hope Rob learns his lesson and stop it with the bullshit. Okay. Um, Moving on from that. So Quincy Jones is saying that Michael Jackson's estate owes him $30 million, and this is not from when he was with Michael. It's the actual estate. When they start putting out, I think he worked on at least 3 projects after Michael died that the estate put out, and he want his money from it. And I'm like, well, give him his money, okay? Give him his money, shit. Y'all got it. Y'all really do. Because it's crazy how when a person passes away, they worth more dead than they are alive. And that's exactly what happened. Y'all got that money. You're sitting on that cash. Get that man his money. Moving on from that, this Joselyn versus K. Michelle. Okay, like, the last time we saw them, they were actually friends. If you watch K. Michelle's show, I think Joselyn even appeared on her show. And, I don't know if she was on Love and Hip Hop, one of the seasons where it's showing that they was cool or whatever the fuck, but they were cool, okay? And all of a sudden, Jocelyn is calling K. Michelle and Shekinah rats and, stuff like that because Jocelyn has this beef going on with Mona Scott. Mona Scott and K. Michelle, they did have a little tiff, but they worked that shit out, obviously, because Mona Scott was down at K. Michelle's restaurant supporting her. K. Michelle put up this video of hers just saying how much she appreciate her and how she gave her start and all that stuff, and just giving her, props and all that stuff. And to be quite honest, I saw nothing wrong with that because what she was saying was true, okay? We can have tension or whatever, but I can give credit where it's due, all right? If it wasn't for Love and Hip Hop and Mona Scott putting K. Michelle on there, who knows if K. Michelle would even be working on album number 4 and getting the recognition that she's been getting. Okay, so I didn't see nothing wrong. I didn't see nothing shady about that or whatever. Just because you got a beef with the bitch don't mean that I have to have a beef with the bitch. So, of course, Jocelyn getting her fucking feelings, talking about she a rat and all this stuff, and just going in on her saying she a mother that don't ever be around her kids and all that stuff. And I've seen Chase and all that stuff. If you watched her show, the boy been on the show plenty of times, okay? And, she don't like posting about him because y'all motherfuckers are so ruthless. And one time she did post him, and I do remember that y'all was going in on him. And I was just like, that's some fucked up shit. I wouldn't post my kid either if I had, don't do no shit like that. And, K. Michelle came back talking about the bitch, just a cokehead and all that shit. Use a cokehead, use a broke bitch, use a cokehead. She was on her snap, faking like she was snoring lines and stuff like that. I honestly really wish that K. Michelle didn't entertain the bullshit because you're doing way better than Jocelyn at this point. So why lower yourself to that level? If you really, like she said, I thought we was cool, but since you want to go there, we can go there. Sometimes when you get to a certain, if you really, really want to get to a certain height up in this industry, any industry that you're in, you have to learn to pick and choose your battles. This was a battle that you didn't even need to entertain. You really didn't need to entertain K. Michelle because she's making herself look bad as it is. You ain't had to do nothing else. But I don't care no more. Like, Jocelyn, you just keep digging the hole deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay? You're not as big as you really think you are. Alright? So Tyler, the Creator, I've never listened to any of his music. I just found him to be very hilarious for some reason. But I never branched out to listen to his music. I just know he has an album that's coming out, and on that album, whatever, the lyrics are saying basically that he's coming out. I don't know if it's a gay man or bisexual, but either way, it's coming out. And I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. And I don't understand the uproar about it. Let me tell you something. A lot of people are undercover in the industries, okay? They only straight so that they can get further in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all so fucking homophobic, and now I'm not talking about anyone particular, not y'all, but y'all know how niggas are. You homophobic for fucking what? Okay? You know, like, let people live their lives. It's 2017. 17. It shouldn't be an issue. Tyler, do fucking you if that's what it is. Moving on from that. Did I? Keisha Cole. Speaking of love and hip hop. Somebody said that Keisha Cole. No, somebody said that Tanisha said that. Tanisha from Bad Girls Club said that K Michelle is pissed off that Mona is paying. I'm sorry for this. Let me turn this off. Is paying Keisha Cole $1 million an episode or whatever the fuck to get, not $1 million an episode, but giving her $1 million to be on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Listen, who the fuck is Tanisha? Like, I honestly, and I'm not saying that to be rude, but I ain't know Tanisha had sauce like that. But it don't make sense to me for her to be in her feelings about that, because A, you're not on Love and Hip Hop no more. B, you working on your album. And C, Keisha Cole, like, ain't nobody on fucking Love and Hip Hop franchise getting paid that much. Okay? This ain't Real Housewives franchise. No. But my whole thing is, if Keisha Cole was getting paid that much, I mean, she already is an established entertainer at this moment, okay? Like, her and Rachel, they probably getting the same thing. That's the draw to the thing. Like, it just don't make sense. It really don't. It's like, I think people be pulling shit out their asses, okay? I mean, bitches can be petty, but I don't think it's that petty. Like, girl, why would you be concerned about something that you're not even on no more? I don't get it, but alright. Make sure you guys check out the Defiant Ones. That's on HBO. It's a 4-part series that's talking about the startup of Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dray, and how they became clicked up together, and how Interscope Records came about, and we get both of their backgrounds and their stories, and it is a really, really good documentary. It's 4 parts. If you have HBO Go or HBO Now, it's already, all 4 parts are up there. They showing the last part tonight, because it's Thursday. Is it Thursday? Nope, it's Wednesday. I'm recording this on a Wednesday night. I had to remember, like, bitch, now. And it is really, really good. I just know I was watching part 1. Okay, that was cool. And then part 2, I said, bitch, is that D Barnes up here talking about Dray like she really know him and she was hanging up in the cut? I said, ain't that the bitch that he slapped? Bitch, what? That's the bitch that he beat his ass. And I'm sitting here like, how was she just sitting here giving this interview about him like everything is all good? And then I said, bitch, shut your mouth up, because they're going to explain it later. Because sure enough, they did. She started talking about the whole thing and how she interviewed NWA, and this was after, Ice Cube left, and then she interviewed Ice Cube for her little program that was on MTV, Pump It Up. And then, the producers and all that stuff, they thought that it would be cool to put that little Ice Cube interview in with the NWA, and, they was talking shit about each other. So he was in his feelings, he was drunk as fuck, and that's when it happened, and she said, when I first saw him, I knew that something was not right, because he was just really, really drunk out of his mind, and that's when he beat the shit out of her. But she sued him, got some money and all that stuff, and Dr. Dre was just saying, he was fucked up, and how anybody putting a hand on women, they're, it's fucked up, you ain't a man and all that stuff, and that he's sorry, he apologized. And I was like, well, does that mean he missed Chalet too? Because I've heard too many people who said that, Dr. Dre used to beat their ass. Like, women. Like, I don't know. If y'all seen it, tell me how y'all felt about it. Did you feel like this apology and what he was saying was sincere? I ain't gonna lie. The documentary, like I said, is good as shit, okay? I love it. It talks about everything, even the East Coast, West Coast beef, and giving some footage that you probably never really saw before. It's a lot, like studio footage from back in the day with Tupac and NWA and Eazy-E trying to rap and all that stuff. It's really good. It's really good. So Brandy and her boo are officially broken up. I know I said something about it like a couple of weeks ago, and then when I said something about it, Essence Fest showed up, and then they were booed up at Essence Fest. And they was like, nah, bitch, we still together. And then they saying that shit went down at Essence Fest, okay? I have to go to Essence, okay? I really want to go there next year. Um, I'm so mad I didn't go there this year, because listen, maybe would have seen Kofi. It's a good thing that I didn't go there. And I think about it, you know, because if I would have seen Kofi, like, nigga, I would have either bitch, or I wouldn't have said shit and just turned right back and fuck around. You know, it's, you know, God was looking out for me, so you knew what it was. But anyway, they said that he had a little secret life. He was fucking around, cheating on her. I don't know if she knew about the baby mom, but the baby mom showed up at a dinner they was having and caused a motherfucking scene and embarrassed the fuck out of Brandy. You know what? And he was on his live and somebody asked where Brandy at. He was like, she at her house. I don't know. She good, I guess. I don't know. Girl, why would he put that out there like that? Because Brandy said you know, Brandy put her little shit out there, and when you out there on people on your live, you can do this and do. I said, well, damn, Brandy, don't do this. Don't do this, okay? Brandy just can't get a break in the area of love. Like, she really can't. Girl, I don't know if she wants it too much or I don't know. She moves too fast. It's just, you tell me how y'all feel about it. D-Ray. D-Ray versus the Planet of the Apes and Whoopi. Okay, so let me tell you something. I don't follow D-Ray. I know D-Ray. I actually kind of do like him, but I just never felt the need to follow him because his shit is already always retweeted on my timeline. But D-Ray, not the comedian, the activist, you know, one of the leaders in the Black Lives Matter protests and stuff like that. One of the faces, I should say. He always wears this blue vest, bubble vest. I never understood it, but I never understood the point of a fucking bubble vest. Like, with no, a vest period that you go outside with. I never understood it, but okay. He always wears this blue vest. And y'all know the new installment, the third installment to the Planet of the Apes movie remake is coming out soon. I think it's coming out this Friday. But they got toys and figurines out, you know, and it's an ape with a blue jacket, a blue vest on. Now I seen this shit on my timeline, and I did not even want to respond to it because I was like, "Oh, D-Ray, you are reaching a little bit. You are reaching." Um, I get what the negative connotation of, you know, comparing black folks to monkeys and apes and stuff like that, which is quite stupid because, you know, they are actually quite smart. But moving on, so thank you for comparing us to being something smart. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I guess y'all wasn't thinking when y'all was, you know, coming up with that racist after that. But anyway, so he felt as though one of the characters who had a little, it was a little monkey or ape or whatever with a blue vest on. They was trying to mock him, make fun of him, and you know, being racist and all this stuff. It was in a trailer, and he circled it. He put it out there. It's a figurine, a toy that's out with the same blue vest on, the same monkey, and all that stuff. And I was just sitting here like this when I seen that. I'm trying to connect the dots, D-Ray. Like the people of Planet of the Apes really sought you out to make fun of you. Like, I didn't even think that a producer would actually know you like that. And no, I'm not trying to be shady or whatever. It's just I didn't know he was on that level. I know he's out there, but I'm like, really? Really? You know? And Whoopi, I said, you know, I'm not gonna say nothing because Whoopi did it. You know, sometimes Whoopi, she gets on my nerves, and she went off a little bit, and I was like, girl, calm the fuck down because you gonna stroke out over this nigga. But she had to school him. She told him basically to get over yourself, bitch. Okay, because it's not all about you. Don't fuck up a good thing that you got going on right now. You are a good figure in this movement that we have going on. Don't fuck it up. You do good work. Don't fuck it up by just thinking everything is racist. That's basically what she was trying to say. Or that somebody is attacking you all the time. She was like, baby, you have to go back to the original Planet of the Apes. And once you look it up, they do have on those vests. And I was like, that's why I didn't say nothing. Because I said, D-Ray, you are reaching. Okay. And so he tweets out saying, I had got calls from some people in Hollywood, and we discussed this, and so that's why I deleted my tweets and all that stuff. But you know, and Whoopi, and he at Whoopi, if you have something to say to me, you can contact me here. I said, well, damn, was that a you can come and roll up on me type of tweet? I was confused. I said, just take the L. You misspoke. You did a little too much, and you retracted it. Now let it the fuck go. You ain't have to tweet Whoopi like that because she got your ass together. That's all it was. All right. You know, y'all tell me how y'all felt about that. I just was like, girl, calm down. Uh, last thing, Jay-Z is going on tour, the 444 tour, and you know, the pre-sale went on sale Monday. I woke up, I said, bitch, well, damn, Jay, fuck. You ain't gonna give us no notice, all right? I said, you know what? I prepare for things like this because he learned from his wife, okay? Beyonce did that shit with the Mrs. Carter tour. She did that shit with the On the Run tour, and she did that shit with the Formation tour, bitch. So I was prepared. Okay? I already said I was gonna go to a tour with Jay-Z 444, okay, bitch? I already knew it was coming. So y'all should have been scrunching up the change if you knew and if you was a fan. That's only if you was really a fan, okay? And if you really wanted to go. You know, other than that, who cares if you don't want to go or not? Like, the real fans, they're going to get their tickets and they're going to go. And I'm only saying this because bitches really get, I hate when stuff like this happens when a big artist all of a sudden announces a tour. And I never really see this happen with, like, the Taylor Swifts or I guess the Selena Gomez and the white entertainers, I should say. Every time a big African American celebrity entertainer goes on tour and all that stuff, especially a Beyonce or a Jay-Z or Rihanna or whoever is huge, people come out the woodwork complaining about, oh no, they sold they sold for this, I ain't supporting this, or I ain't doing this, them tickets they trying to rip us off with all them tickets and the price is too high and all this stuff. And I'm sitting here like, did you even fucking look at the ticket prices? Them ticket prices don't even fucking be high, okay? For an entertainer of their stature, those ticket prices are pretty fucking reasonable, okay? Every fucking Beyonce concert I went to, all my tickets, and I've been on the main floor, and I've been in the front fucking row. They were under $200, under $300 actually. Let me stop lying. Under $300, okay? And it was only, you know, as much as I paid, probably like $200 something plus tax. That's it. And then the lowest I paid when I was in the fucking front row, it was like what, less than $100. Like, girl, what are you talking about? I don't understand where the hate be coming from. Like, if you're not gonna go, you don't care. Why do you have to comment on it? Why do you get mad when other people want to go ahead and go somewhere? Don't nobody fucking get mad when you want to go to the fucking Migos or you want to go to any of these other people. Okay, let people have their fun. All right, don't get upset because they can afford to get their tickets right away. Cause bitch, soon as I woke up and I saw that 4440, oh, tickets pre-sale is on sale right now. I said, bitch, you's a fucking fuck boy, Jay-Z, for doing some shit like this. Okay, I'm still fucking pissed at you. Don't think I fucking didn't forget. Okay, because I didn't. I didn't. You was a lying. You was a cheating. You was a bastard ass nigga, okay? And I'm finna go to your goddamn concert so I can tell you that in the audience, alright? That's what I'm finna do. I supported it. I don't give a shit, bitch, because what? I'm still a fucking fan, and I can afford it. And the tickets weren't even fucking expensive. I got my floor seats, good ass sleep seats, close to the goddamn stage, all for $200 plus tax, which came out to $229. The only high prices for these tickets is the packages that starts at 3 something, 340 something, or 350 something, and to like 700 something. That's it. Now the regular tickets from from what, 50 something to 200. Add your tax. So what are y'all complaining about? And like I said, if you don't want to go, then don't fucking go and shut your fucking mouth, bitch. And then y'all want to put the little mean up, talking about something. I ain't gonna lie, do you laugh? You know what's better than spending money on a Jay-Z ticket? Credit. But let me tell you something. In order to build your credit, you have to pay on credit sometimes. Okay, that's how you have to do. So that would be helping you build your goddamn credit. I'm just fucking saying. And if you got good credit, you wouldn't even fucking matter. Okay, you got good credit, got that good job. It don't fucking matter. All right, how you get them tickets? Cause bitch, Ashley gonna be there like, can I get a what? What? Hell yeah, bitch. You can get a what and a who, bitch. Ashley gonna be there. Okay, so quit that shit. Quit that shit. I guess, and then people like, I don't want to go see Jay-Z because I don't want to support a nigga that was a former drug dealer and a cheater and all this stuff. But yet, these same folks that said that, you go to, like I said, a Migos concert. It don't make sense. Like, shut the fuck up. Just say you don't like the nigga and you ain't gonna go. You can't afford to. Like, any fucking way. Let me get the fuck up off here. Y'all have a good fucking weekend. Curse too much up in this episode. Shit. Y'all have a good weekend, okay? Don't be safe. I ain't mean don't be safe, but be safe, okay? Be safe out here. The weather is getting hot. I heard that it's basically a heat wave that is going through the whole fucking United States right about now, okay? Y'all stay cool. Y'all don't act a fool, okay? Cause let me tell you something. Over the holiday, over 100 people got shot out here in Chicago, and y'all already know that's how the shit go. So y'all just be safe. Have a good one, but just be safe with it. And I will see you guys later. Peace. I almost forgot. Keisha Cole is getting sued by the bitch that she fucked up over Birdman 3 years ago. 3 fucking years ago for $4 million. Bitch, if you don't get out of here with that bullshit, you should have sued her ass when you had the chance or when that shit happened right then and there. Why would you wait till 3 years later? That's because you see that she about to get some money. You see she ain't making no money from her music like she used to. So now you see an opportunity to get some money out of her because she about to be on Love and Hip Hop. Don't fucking try it, girl. Go away and stay away like you been.